right, guys, so here is the game plan. Today, we're gonna take a look at Punta Barco, which is a town right next to Coronado. I'm looking at the Google Maps here, and it looks like there's 3 different Punta Barcos. Well, look at that. It's Catherine from our beaches team. Isn't that convenient? Good morning, Catherine.
Good morning.
Could you please show me Punta Barco?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. All right, Catherine, thanks for doing this. So, am I in the wrong Punta Barco? Where are we right now?
Well, we're at Punta Barco Viejo.
Okay. So, is there more than one Punta Barco?
Yeah, there's a total of 3.
3. All right. What are the 3 Punta Barcos then?
Okay, so we got Punta Barco Village,
Okay.
Punta Barco Resort, and this one, Punta Barco Viejo.
All right, awesome. Well, can you take me around and let's take a look at all 3?
Yeah, sure, let's do this.
Rock and roll. All right, so we are at the beach right now. This is awesome. This is Playa Teta, right?
Yeah, it's just a public beach. You don't need to pay anything. You just park. You enjoy the beach. It's like a surfer beach.
Okay, cool. And it's sort of where you would go if you lived in Punta Barco Viejo, is that right?
Yeah.
If you went to the beach?
Yeah, exactly. But also, everyone from different places, they come just to, enjoy that beach.
Okay, cool. So what else about Punta Barco Viejo makes it special?
Well, it's just a mixed location, so I feel that most people who lives here, it's a mix of languages.
Okay.
You'll see that the other Punta Barco is slightly more English oriented. Here it's more Italian, French, Spanish. It's more mixed area. So usually people who want to feel the real Panama, but live in a nice place still, they kind of choose Punta Barco Viejo.
Okay, so Punta Barco Viejo is more multinational. What about kind of the options? I mean, are you looking at just houses? You got condos, land?
No, you actually got like very different mixes. You
Okay.
got the towers, high rise, Solea, another one under construction, Barco Vento. Then you have 3 gated community of single family homes. So then, you're inside a PH, but you have a home with a yard and a pool, right?
Oh.
And then you have Luz's estates, fincas, houses.
Okay, so quite a bit of variety. It would be awesome to go take a look at some of this stuff.
Yeah.
In the meantime, so how would you say Punta Barco Viejo, in addition to the people that live here, anything else that makes it kind of different than, say, Punta Barco Village or the other Punta Barco?
The reality is that it will be cheaper.
Okay.
Here, for example, we don't see $500,000-ish price point. We can in the high-rise, bigger apartment, but let's say you want a big finca with like a 3,000 square meter lot and a nice, cute single-family home. You won't pay the same price as Punta Barco Resort or Village. It's very different price point. It's more 200,000 to 350.
Okay. Well, can we go take a look at something?
Yes.
Awesome, let's do it. So the first thing I'm feeling here is it feels really big and it also feels really private.
Yeah, so right now we're at PH Solea.
Okay.
That's one of the 3 high-rise that Punta Barco Viejo has.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. So we're in a high rise on the 7th floor right now. It doesn't even feel like we have any neighbors. I think this is like 1 apartment per floor, is that right?
It's 2 apartments per floor with 2 elevators.
Okay.
So those units are meant for people that really want, privacy. They don't want to have many neighbors. They don't kill to see like the first line of the ocean. They want 3 parking spots, private elevator. You have your lobby, 3 en-suite bedroom, full maid's quarter. It feels like a bigger space.
Yeah, it really does. And I like how these windows just kind of frame everything up. So we are, Catherine, right now about how far from the beach?
Okay, so usually people have like a boogie, so they just get to the beach in less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so if you walk, of course, 15. But, with a car or boogie, you get to Playa Teta in less than 5 minutes. And that's usually the vibe here. You get to your boogie, you're kind of like outdoor all the time,
I love it. So the other thing I've noticed since we've spent a little bit more time here in Punta Barco Viejo is that getting in and getting out was really easy. Nice roads, great pavement. I feel like this even compared to like a Coronado where you got kind of those so-so roads and you get really deep into the community of Coronado, it almost takes longer to get to like the grocery store there than it would from here.
Yeah, so Punta Barco, well, the three Punta Barco are the first community after Coronado. So
Okay.
the very first. First you have village and resort. So then when you get to this one, it's like a street that is perfectly maintained.
Yep.
Pretty quick to get in and out. Then you get to the highway. So versus Coronado, you get the gate, you have to register-ish. You have the street. So, it's a little bit more of a,
Easy in, easy out.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. Well, let's pop out to the balcony to kind of put some perspective on the different communities,
Sure.
shall we? Wow, so this, you really kind of get it in perspective here. You got a giant mansion right next door. That's kind of cool.
Exactly. So you see Punta Barco Viejo is one single street, right? And then you can reach to, estate, single family homes, buildings, different gated community. It's just really mixed. And it's pretty, it's green. It really feels tropical.
Absolutely. And then right over there to our left is going to be what?
Okay, so the two buildings right there is where start Punta Barco Village.
Okay.
So you see we're next to it, but when we get there, you'll see it's a whole different feeling.
Awesome. And this almost kind of feels like it could even be a little town. Are there some businesses and stuff around here?
Well, actually 6 months ago, they opened an Ayurna Wellness Center, and we can see it after if you want.
Yeah, let's go check it out. What is this magical spot we are standing in right now?
So we're still in Punta Barco Viejo.
Okay.
I wanted to show you something different.
Yeah.
So they just opened this business 6 months ago.
Okay.
It's called Panaveda.
Okay.
It's an Ayurna Wellness Center. So you see, businesses, single family home, high rise, it's just mixed.
Yeah, this is like just a little small business, not even that small, in the middle of Punta Barco Viejo. So what is it? What is this? It feels like a wellness center.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a wellness center. People come from massage, therapy. They have yoga classes. They have a hotel side so people can stay over and have a full weekend treatment. For example, you can see here their packages. We can also show a little bit more of the flyers. Spine care. So it's just really Indian oriented. If you would see the staff here, there is no one, normal staff would be Panamanian, of
Sure.
course, but they brought the massage from India, the doctors.
I've never been to India, but this feels very authentic,
Yeah, the food, everything they serve is very, national from India.
I love it. And this is just a nice example of really having a business, coming in, making something happen, kind of painting your own picture, if you will, on exactly what you want as a business and then doing it, right?
Yeah, so they wanted the big estates, so they have space. People feel this is a retreat. It has a lot of trees, shades, it has the pool for the guests who just want to, swim a little bit.
I love it. All right, cool. Well, let's keep looking at the other two Punta Barcos. What do you think?
Yeah, now we're going to Punta Barco Village.
Awesome. Let's go. Next up is Punta Barco Village. Look at this place. It already feels really different, Catherine. It feels kind of smaller, huh?
It is slightly smaller. It's just a different feelings. It's more single family homes with their own yard, no social area, just very private and exclusive.
Yeah, exclusive for sure. Look at the size of some of these houses. They're absolutely beautiful. Now, who lives out here? Is it full-timers? Is it people that keep a beach house out here that might be living somewhere else, like in the city? Or what are the residents of Punta Barco Village like?
We got both. So we have full-time resident. We don't get those Airbnb feeling, okay? Those people have their home, they live full-time, or people that is their beach home.
Got it. And this is very different from Coronado because it feels more intimate, more put together, and very much more consistent in terms of just big, nice houses.
Exactly. And also we have to understand, because it's gated, there's not many cars. The only people in and out would be the people who live here. So let's say you like to jog or walk the dog. It's a little bit more quieter. It's, it just feels calm and smooth versus, the cars in Coronado, right? So usually people who tends to prefer here just because they like quiet, they like private. So, they just feel comfortable and home.
And then what about the beach? Would you say this community is for somebody who really wants to be going to the beach every day, or maybe they might be going to a different beach?
Yeah, here outside that, let's say You can go to the beach depending on the tide, but it's not the long walkable beach. I'll show you, and you'll see it's a different type of beach, more rocky, San Carlos style.
Okay.
But the concept of Punta Barco Village is more for someone who wants to pay low HOA, so someone who will just maintain their yard. They're not necessarily looking for beach clubs, port field, beaches where you meet people with a restaurant. It's a whole different type of property. It's more for, the person who prefer to have their home.
Okay, cool. Well, let's go look at a home.
The owners of that property actually built that home, so it was built with love. They thought of every single details. You can feel it in the architecture when it was built to live full time. As soon as you open the door, this property is just a wow feeling. The height of the ceilings, the enormous windows, the overall architecture, really it ticked all the boxes. Take a look at the master bedroom with its walk-in closet and all the textures in the bathroom. The family den upstairs, everything is just amazing. The sale price is $850,000. It is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom. It was built in 2009. The lot is a half an acre, which is in square meter, 1,919. The construction is 512 square meters. So it is a big, large home with privacy and a lot of character. This home specifically does have its private well. It has full power generator, and it just has all the things that you need on the full-time living.
Boy, that was a beautiful house, Catherine. So thank you for showing that. So I think really this neighborhood is special, and I know we've got one more to check out, right?
Yeah, we're going to Punta Barco Resort, so you can see the difference.
Okay, awesome, perfect. Well, let's make it happen. Awesome, so now we are in Punta Barco Resort. Now, this feels like another really big home, a little bit older, but man, look at these ceilings, this is cool.
Yeah, so the concept of Punta Barco Village and Resort is the same.
Okay.
Big homes, private yard, the only difference is the beach club.
Okay, so really it sounds like both communities have mostly large single-family homes on big lots, right?
Yeah, each of the community does have short buildings. Only 2 in each.
Okay.
But that's it. But it's in majority single family homes. Large, private, 2 ceilings, big estates.
Okay, so to recap, if you're comparing Punta Barco Resort with Punta Barco Village, you would say they're kind of similar with the exception that Punta Barco Resort has a lot nicer beach club, is that right?
Exactly, so basically, financially will be your HOA.
Okay.
The other house we saw, the HOA was $170.
Okay.
Now we're talking about $500 per month, so it's a big difference, but you do have some amenities that comes with it.
Okay, cool. So can you tell us a little bit about the house, maybe do a little walkthrough here?
This property is actually one of my favorite. It is large. You have 2-bedroom on the ground floor, 2-bedroom upstairs with the private terrace. The property itself is slightly older. It was built in 2009, but it's really, that countryside feelings. It has the kitchen that is slightly apart because most of the family here, they have full-time nannies. So on that side of the property, you have the kitchen attached to the laundry and the nanny's maid's quarter room, right? But it really feels big, the high ceiling. When you're on the garden, you only see greens. You see trees, flowers. You don't see direct neighbors. It's really, really private. The price point of that home is $595,000. So you see, you don't necessarily need to put $800,000, $900,000, $1 million to have a big property with a yard and privacy. So under $600,000, you can find properties in Punta Barco Resort and Punta Barco Village. The only thing is, sometimes they will slightly be older, so maybe you need to remodel or change the furniture, so that way you adjust it to your taste. Most of the properties are turnkey, so they belongs to a family that used to live here full-time or that was their weekend house, but now they're not coming anymore, so they're selling. So it just comes as it is, but you can slowly change the property to make it at your taste. So just imagine living full-time here. You got the gate for your 24-hour security. You have your carport. You have a very large gazebo outside overlooking the pool. you have a big property, a large kitchen area. You have a lot of space, you know, it just feels so green, so lush, so Panama, you know?
Catherine, now I can see why you live out here at the beach. This is good living.
And I really love it. It's quiet, peaceful, and it's full of nature.
Yeah, no, and you know, this last spot in Punta Barco, so we are in the resort right now, Punta Barco Resort. We're at the beach club, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel like this is really the defining factor of the difference between why somebody would maybe live in Punta Barco Village and Punta Barco Resort is to actually come out here to this beach
have
club,
like
right?
an actual parking spot. The restaurant is open during the weekend. You have a pool, you have a beach private access. You can walk the Long Beach. That's the main difference.
Love it. So, okay, you've lived out here for how long?
At the beach?
Yeah,
or
at the beach.
I'd say 6 years.
6 years. So you're showing properties all the time. Of course, everybody's always talking about Coronado, right?
Yeah.
Who does Coronado not work for? So you got a buyer in your car and you show them Coronado and you show them Punta Barco. Maybe it's Punta Barco Village, maybe it's Punta Barco Viejo, maybe it's Punta Barco Resort. Why do they decide on one of these instead of Coronado?
I think it depends more from where you're coming. Most of the Punta Barcos Village and Resort, it's a little bit more manicured, so people like to have a gate.
Yeah.
Sometimes, let's say you're Canadian, you don't want to lose your health insurance in Canada, so you have to live only 6 months a year in Panama. You can't do more than that. So you just feel good to close the house. You have your cleaner that comes once in a while, but you know that you have a gate. You just like that feeling. It's a little bit more, you know, gated communities. It's a little bit more, it's less Airbnbs, generally. More people live full-time, come during the weekend, so you know your neighbors. If something happened, they called you. It's a different feeling.
Yeah, no, agreed. And it's, yeah, night and day from Coronado, even though Coronado is right over there across the little river there. Okay, well, let's do a little speed round here, and I'm going to say the type of person, and you're going to say which Punta Barco you think is best for them. So, what about somebody who is super active, maybe surfer, very outdoorsy? What's the best Punta Barco for them?
Okay, let's say Punta Barco Viejo.
Viejo,
Just
for
because
Playa Teta?
Playa Teta, they can just like leave their home in less than 5 minutes, they can surf.
Okay.
All of their friends will always meet there, so they're gonna have that nice spot after surf to just hang out at home, you know, so it's just nice.
Love that. What about for a family with young kids? Would you say there's one Punta Barco better?
Well, with young kids, the Punta Barco Viejo inside the gated communities is actually where more family lives, but we haven't shown, but Punta Barco Village and Resort do have 2 buildings, medium rise, and there's actually families living in those buildings as well.
Okay, so you've got a couple different options for families.
Exactly, but people just love it because you're in Punta Barco, but it's actually 5 minutes from Coronado. Over there, you have the Coronado International School. You have the PCIS, which is in Gorgona, which is another private school. If you want, you can have the kids taking a school bus, to Santa Clara, 5 Stars Academy, or the Creative Center in Buenaventura. So within 30 minutes, you do have 4 options. So you can have kids, so you can just choose which one is more condo feeling, house. But you've seen kids here spread out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then kind of a different question, but if you live out here, how often do you find yourself going into Panama City?
It depends on your personality. A lot of people needs the like malls, nightlife, like different type of restaurant, Costco. I don't know, they just needs it every once in a while. I personally never need it. I can never go and I'm fine. That's, I can skip 2 years and I'm good. But sometimes, let's say you have a special doctor you like, maybe you will go to the city because here doctors' specialties only come once a month.
Okay.
So
okay. No, that's a good point.
It depends on your needs. If you have a special needs, maybe you kind of need to go more often. But let's say here, you like to purchase on Amazon or eBay. You got everything to your home or the P.O. box here in Coronado. You have gym, you have Pilates. paddle, pickleball. You have all of that.
Okay, so now you can certainly live a full-time lifestyle out here without ever really having to go into the city, other than to fly internationally right now.
The only thing we actually don't have, furniture stores. We don't have any furniture stores.
Opportunity.
IKEA,
Do It
Center.
if you're watching.
Or Novi doesn't count. They have like terrace furniture, but like real furniture. So you can go to Costa Verde in Chorrera.
Yeah, which is important to talk about just for 1 second before we wrap up. They've got a giant new hospital opening up in Costa Verde. Well, it's going to be, it's going to be a little bit before it's done, but that's the Pacifica Salud. Is that the?
I think it was Hospital Nacional.
Nacional, that's what it was. Right behind the big mall there in Costa Verde. How far of a drive is that from Punta Barco?
I'd say 40 minutes with no traffic. Here, we don't have traffic. We don't have light stop.
Yes.
Okay, it's just the highway. But yeah, let's say 40 minutes when, the weekend there's less people. Max 1 hour if you're like,
if
drive
you're going
to the limit.
Nice and slow. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I hope you appreciated this, watching this, the difference between the three Punta Barcos. And Catherine, you're awesome. Appreciate you taking me around.
Thank you.
So lucky to run into you right at the side of the road there today.
I know.
Whoops. Cheers.